Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me share this with the people. Welcome, everybody. Oh, man. What a day. I'm like, I hear myself. Here it is. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Let me see if I can get the people of the Discord going. Thank you, Pika. Shout out to my mod, Pika. Who else? All my beautiful, wonderful mods. Everybody, we live now. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat, y'all. Okay, we're gonna get started. So, how are you guys? Just giving people some time to get in here. Hi, hey everybody. I see my beautiful, wonderful shout out to all the beautiful new people that are in the chat. We got a lot of new people to the channel, guys. Thank you so much. Podcast Queen, I saw you in the chat. I don't know if you're still here. I did get your tag on TikTok, so I'm gonna play something on TikTok that you tagged me on as well. Hopefully, here in a little bit. But I'm just letting I did go early by 5 minutes. So let me let the people get in here. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to everybody. Man, we got some stuff to review. Hey, Belen, how are you? Happy Friday. Oh my god, it's Friday, y'all. Okay. So while we're waiting, guys, I promise y'all the Kevin y'all, you guys know I have been like that should have been released like 5 days ago. My Kevin Costner video, and I know somebody's waiting for it. So it will be released. I promise y'all it will be released. I just gotta, fix a couple things, and then I will be releasing it. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You're new. Yes. Not new. Thank you. But welcome. Okay. Let's get started, guys. Let's get started. So, my thumbnail. is very specific because it's definitely geared towards kind of give it a specific message to a group of people that are somehow excusing behavior that I'm just like, I can't believe that this is even a question, right? Yes, Mr. David Anthony Burke has not been formally charged, right? But one thing that I had to kind of reflect on yesterday, yes, I had to reflect on yesterday was that, okay, baby, you can't put that on. Give me 1 sec, y'all. 1 second, guys. She wanted me to put something on. He is a person of interest. He's considered that, right? But one thing we can't, and I have to kind of wonder is, could he at least, I mean, he was talking to a minor, right? So like that can't be legal, right? So why haven't I think that they have enough at least information on social media that he was talking to a minor, that he was harboring a runaway, because that's a fact. She was reported as a runaway. So in my mind, I'm like, why haven't we figured something about that situation? And I was watching a creator, shout out to, I think her name is I'm new to her. Her name is Kadisha Lynn, and I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I'm going to play a little clip of her video. Make sure you guys check her out. But I do wonder why he has not been like
a new video has been
for this piece, because he was talking to a minor. Why hasn't there been anything to this? I mean, I know that, she's a child, and because she's a child, she's not old enough to make decisions about the things that are going on in her life, right? And clearly I think that maybe that's why she was a runaway, because maybe, she didn't want to be at home. We don't know what kind of home it was. I also think that, it could very well be that parents wouldn't let her date. There was an age concern, but she knew that she was Celeste herself knew that they needed to delete things, hide things, to kind of obscure the situation, right? And people on the Discord, which I'm like, even those people that are currently in that Discord, I don't know how you guys don't feel some type of way about being in that kind of an environment, knowing what's going on. Let me play a clip of this.
Released of Celeste backstage of David's concert. And at this point, I really want to know when they are going to charge David with at least being around a child. Because in California, the age of consent is 18 years old. And also, Celeste was a runaway child. She was literally missing. This video.
That's the thing, is why hasn't there at least been a charge of that? Like, I know that they're investigating her in this Tesla in the trunk and everything, and we know this, but why hasn't there been a charge yet on that part at least? Like, it's crazy to me. Right, you say you despise everyone in that Discord. Well, because apparently I'm just gonna say this because this is what people told me, was that people knew what was up in that Discord, if that makes sense. And I do wonder, did we have any adults in that Discord? Knowing that somebody's a runaway, harboring a runaway, all of this is not okay. You said, and the Discord that you played yesterday of her saying delete it. And she said, I feel like it's controversial to our kids. You're right. Women are sacred. You are so right. So, yeah, she was a child, and, there was a lot going on here and everything. But Celeste knew that things needed to be deleted. Celeste knew that things needed to be deleted. The other part to this too is that I found out yesterday is there's concerns about whether her whole body was in that trunk. Was it just body parts? What, like, when I heard this, I said, Lord have mercy, what do you mean? Because I'm thinking that, yes, she was dismembered, but did they like discard of body parts all over? Like, I'm so confused. When I heard this, I said, you cannot, you got to be kidding me, man. You have got to be kidding me. Because, like, whoever did this, it's just evil. Like, it's evil. And maybe this is why it makes sense when they said they couldn't initially identify her. As much as I don't like TMZ has played a role in a lot of this, you guys. They really have. So it's like we kind of have to listen a little bit of what they have to say when it comes to this. Let me play this part, y'all. Let me play this.
Not to be too graphic, but it's important for the investigation and obviously for the autopsy as well. She was not found in her complete, her complete body wasn't found. These were parts. And if I'm not mistaken, was it a head and a torso, and that's it?
Yeah, there was also there were, I don't want this, you're right, this is just very grisly to say, but I don't know if they have had all the limbs. They certainly had some of them, because the police did say that she had this tattoo, which is very interesting, something we found out, but she had a tattoo on her right index finger that said the letters SHHH ... And that was on her right index finger. We had actually spoken to Celeste's mother last week. And
crazy.
At that point, the police had said that the tattoo was there, but the mom told us more information, which the police had not released, which was that the tattoo was in red ink.
You at TM,
like, whoever did this, and the thing is, and I've said it before in the videos, I said, guys, this is a very specific kind of crime. I know that David glorified gore, loved gore. He talked about it on the Discord, but it's one thing for somebody to be fixated on this. It's something different to actually commit a crime like this, right? And to dismember this child, and then her body's not even like all her body parts are not there. Where are the other parts of her body? And to me, it's like, clearly when they went into the house, because they raided that house and they got computers and laptops and all kinds of stuff, guys. Luminol, that house would have probably been blocked out if the crime occurred right there. Where did this crime occur? And then it takes me back to what the teacher was saying. Now, and I had to think about this too. I said, let me go back and just think, because last night when we played that clip, I said, I'm just blackmail. We were looking about blackmail. We were overthinking this, which, by the way, I love people that overthink things. So nothing is always just straightforward when it comes to things like this, in my opinion. I'm an overthinker. I got ADHD and I'm not medicated, and I overdo things sometimes, but it's the way in which I process information. So shout out to y'all that share the same, what's the word, that shared the same thing, if that makes sense. Will we ever find out truly what happened here? And who could have done this to this little girl? You know, and yeah, thank you for saying this. He groomed her. Why isn't he behind bars? He groomed her, right? Why isn't he at least charged with that now? All the record deals and all these other people, they completely like dropped him. All these deals that he had, which is fine. This is exactly what is supposed to happen when something like this is going down, right? Like you want brands to stand together and everything, to work together. But she was a minor. She was a reported runaway. When the teacher said, well, she had run away before. She met him on social media. She had run away before. They knew that he was an adult. He wasn't charged then too. Like in my mind, I always wondering, like, how come things aren't like, why aren't we doing things in a preventative manner, if that makes sense? Why wasn't he charged before if they knew that she had run away with him before? Why wasn't he charged then? Why didn't anybody take it upon themselves to charge him? I know parents called the missing person, called her as a runaway. But if the teacher knew, and I'm just going by what I heard in that video clip when he's talking, why wasn't he charged with anything then? This is what my overthinking brain does to me, where I'm like, yeah, because if we can't charge him now, but then it made me think, I'm like, well, if you go back to what the teacher said, they met on social media. Teacher was now the teacher, he's doing his teacher job. I'm not saying that that's all it falls on him or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if they knew that he had that she was a runaway and that she was going somewhere specifically, why didn't they arrest him before? Because he was grooming her, right? Makes you wonder. 1 second, guys.
Were able to zero in on his fingers, I think, in one of the photographs and see that he's got the same one.
Yes, he had the same one at least as of last September. So we went back last summer looking for this tattoo, and from April, photos that we found of him performing, from April up till August 1st, all the photos did not show that tattoo. And then in September of 2024, then we found a photo where he did have, and we've seen others since then, where he has this tattoo on his finger.
Well, and that's a good point too, right? Like, that's what's bothering me too about this, that I'm like, and we can go back to what the teacher said. I know, and I've played this clip over and over, but I don't want to mince words. But I do wonder, I heard that there was these text messages or something about the brother saying that that they knew about him and they tried. Well, if they knew about him, the school knew about him, she was a chronic runaway, she had ran away before, why wasn't there more of a preventative measure in this from the school side? Now, I know LAPD is corrupt. Don't get me started on that. We know that LAPD is corrupt. But if she was being groomed before, why didn't he get charged? Like, they knew who she was running away to, right? That's what I'm saying, Cheeks. Grooming is a criminal charge in itself. Period. Right here. Right? This is what I'm thinking too, right? Because they are so tight-lipped about this. And I'm just telling y'all, look, like I said, I'm an overprocessor and I think a lot about different things. So I'm going to go back to News Nation because I thought she broke.
I can tell you right now.
Actually, Banfield broke this down a little bit more for me. I thought, yeah, I heard TMZ say the same thing, that right now they are so tight-lipped about different things right now. Like, I'm like, that's interesting. I mean, LAPD is supposed to be tight-lipped. Okay, let's. They're investigating, right? They're investigating, but I don't know, man. And like I said, I'm not a fan of the TMZs and everything, but they were kind of vital in this situation. I think that could there be an opportunity or at least something to say that maybe LAPD dropped the ball here, or the school district was well aware that she was running away with this adult male because she had run away before and the kids kind of knew what was up. Teacher's saying a lot. I had to kind of wonder about this. I said, maybe this is why they're so tight-lipped, right? Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to open something. Why am I struggling? Girl, these toys, they don't make them easy to open anymore. Cute little lunchbox. Anyways, yeah, it's possible without TMZ he would not get much progress. Well, I think that they're immediately when social media gets involved in anything, immediately they start feeling that pressure, right? So just a thought, all right? Again, just a thought. It makes me wonder a little bit about this, a little bit more. Hold up, let me go to this right here. And I know, like I said, Harvey Levin and co-host, they look exhausted. They look like they've been doing social media all their life. But even in this picture, I don't know. But and you guys know I do not like TMZ. I really don't. But they both said something that was interesting. Let me play this clip.
He did not. He had to cancel his show that was scheduled for last night. And as Harvey said, now the police are clearly looking at him just to get more information. They have not named him a suspect. They have not even named him a person of interest.
But getting a search warrant,
Yes.
You need to show a judge that there is probable cause.
There's a search warrant. People don't just be getting search warrants to get search warrants.
To believe that a crime was committed. And the crime that's being investigated right now is homicide. And that's how the LAPD ended up at this doorstep. It is a house rented by his manager. But our staff, if you can just kind of pan around here, our whole staff here in this circle, they've been working on this all day yesterday and today. We got a lot of information.
Could not have been very difficult to get a search warrant. I mean, talk about probable cause. Remember, the victim, Celeste Rivas, was found, her body dismembered, and it was found in the car registered to David that we know is his car. Not only is it registered to him, there are photos of him in the car. We've spoken to people in the neighborhood. They've seen the car parked at this house.
But the real question is there a connection between David and the victim?
From all of the evidence we
tattoos, pictures. I mean, that's a stupid, well, let me not say that because I'm like, we feel like we're like ahead of time now.
have seen, it seems like yes, because the house that you mentioned that was rented by his manager, we know, and we've seen photos of David inside of that house. Specifically, there's a photo of David sitting at a piano. We looked at the photos on Zillow of
and this is a good point right here. Like this name, Angie, this name, Gus keeps coming up, y'all.
the same house that was raided yesterday, and it's the same living room that was raided that he was pictured in.
So also, we got a picture of David in Lake Elsinore, which is in Riverside County. It's about 70 miles from downtown Los Angeles, far away from where he was living.
But it's where Celeste is.
This picture right here, this is the picture that TMZ took from that Reddit, and I believe they got it from that Discord.
It's a 5-minute walk from
this
where
parking
Celeste's
lot. The
family.
photo where he's
That's
staying
her
in this
brother?
parking lot is 5 minutes from her home.
Right. So
Now-
we get that. And then there are songs.
Well, there's a song in particular, Celeste, that was released. It was an unreleased song that leaked on the internet in 2023. Obviously, her name. And then there's been just a ton of different photos that look like him with a girl that looks like Celeste.
Right. By the way, here's a little bit of the song, Celeste, that unreleased song that you were talking about.
Ooh, hold up, y'all. I got to put it on mute because we can't be playing. Yes, we know. Hold up.
They found the body a week ago, Wednesday. And they said it was
last Monday.
Monday
is when they discovered it in the car.
And they said it was an unidentified body. There were body parts, so they didn't know who it was. They did put out that this victim had a tattoo on her right index finger that had the words shh and SHHH with 3 dots or 4 dots.
Okay.
And that's all they really released. We got a tip that it could be Celeste, but didn't know anything more. We found Celeste's mother, and we spoke to her, And as a matter of
Anakin
fact,
spoke to her.
Anakin, she only spoke Spanish. So you should explain what she says.
Yeah, well, she was basically talking about how the one of the identifying features of Celeste was a tattoo on her finger, which she specified to us, which we then transferred over to that information.
I wonder, and I'm gonna put this out here because I do wonder about this. I wonder if mom knew that Celeste was gone. Before TMZ got the tip, what I heard, allegedly, I'm gonna say this, was that she was already rumored to have been the girl in the trunk. Part of it was because of what the Discord people were saying. She had already been rumored. And so what Celeste was doing, even though she was a runaway, she was having communication with either brother or family members. It wasn't like she had been gone and never, like, and this is the thing about chronic runaways, is that you do have runaways. You hope that they contact you back, but they'll have somebody, someone that's harboring them, somewhere to stay and stuff like that. So I do wonder if this is a point where rumors were circulating and then it might have gotten to mom or something. And then this is how people found out that it was really Celeste.
To LAPD was that the tattoo was red.
And it said shh, but added it was red, which the cops never put out.
Right, but
and also,
and I think even more importantly, was that she mentioned that Celeste, at least she was under the impression that Celeste was dating a guy called David, and that she had hung out with him several times before, and that was the last time she saw him.
So we called the LAPD Homicide Division, and we gave them the information, told them about the mother, gave the phone number of the mother, and mentioned that the mother said that there was this tattoo on her right index finger, and added that she said it was red. And, we just got back a thank you very much. And
well, not to mention that David also had the tattoo on his finger.
And David also has the same tattoo.
And it's not an uncommon tattoo.
It's not. I mean, Rihanna started it years ago, and then Cher Lloyd also got it. Lindsay Lohan also got it. But it's not also very cool.
So we should talk about
same finger.
Exactly.
We should talk about what the police are clearly looking for at this house, because we now know from everything that we've learned from talking to people connected to this that clearly there was some relationship between David and Celeste.
So, and like I said, TMZ is not saying anything new that we don't already know. My son was saying David was paying off the family. She was trying to go to the concert. There's a message out there. This is the crazy part, y'all. This is social media is doing what social media does, right? Was it Sloane's video? And Sloane put it together. Shout out to Sloane. She wanted to go to a concert. Mom wouldn't let her go or something like that. And he told her, don't worry about it.
PDF file.
Hold up.
Those people who target children, which would go along with this case involving Celeste. Screenshots from 2022 show Discord messages between David and a user, Celeste, when she was only 11 years old, with conversations indicating that they had known each other. The Discord community knew that these two were in a relationship. There were also other signs.
The Discord community knew that we've been putting this shit out there. You had deleted users. Why, y'all, like Discord, they never spoke out. Like, as a parent, if I was going through this, I would be very distraught. And I would tell you as a parent that if this happened, if this was my child, you have blood on your hands for not speaking out. That's what I have to say about that. And just imagine whether it's just kids in there or adults or both. Literally. Because you guys are not saying anything and you're playing coy with people. This is crazy. It's crazy. And if I'm wrong for saying that, but it's the truth, guys. Like, the Discord knew. If that was my kid, if that was your kid, you would be pissed off. How many members do we have in there? Not one person has said, you know what? This is wrong. And he was talking to her from this and that and the other time. Come on now. Come on now. I would be upset. Daphne, thank you so much for this. You said, in my opinion, law enforcement seems to not care about runaways. They don't. It's a very hard population to control when it comes when kids are out of control. It's the truth, y'all. It is the truth. Especially people of color. I hope this brings awareness to hundreds of missing women and children. Thank you so much, Daphne, for this $5. I agree. But let me be very real, because y'all are parents here. I know that. Okay? But if that was my kid and you had a Discord full of fans of this guy, 600 people, 800 people, I have a Discord and I have 800 plus members that I know have registered to that Discord. And if something like this was going down, and nobody spoke up. Y'all have blood on your hands. What do you mean? That's crazy. You guys are just as responsible for not speaking out.
That these two were romantically involved. I mean, hence the tattoo. Now, in these images, you'll see screenshots and private messages from Discord and other platforms between 2022 and 2024, indicating a relationship between Celeste and David. Celeste is being identified as his girlfriend in some chats. Some messages allegedly describe intimate encounters and suggest grooming when she was a minor.
Look
We
at
also
that.
learned that Celeste's last Discord message
He was grooming her in front of a lot of Discord members. Y'all crazy.
was sent 3 months before she went missing. This was back in 2024. And the messages are damning. We see plenty of moments where David is asking about Celeste, asking if she's in the chat. Another person shared on Twitter, here are more screenshots I found from 2023 where it's mentioned that David was speaking to other minors. Now, because there's so much evidence that David is in this
The title of this video is just that. He was speaking to other minors. This has been the thing that I keep hearing consistently, rumors and rumors. Now, there's screenshots all over the place. If we are to do a timeline on these screenshots, I'm just like, between the time that he was talking to Celeste, that people knew that she was a minor and that she was missing and that he was harboring a runaway, nobody spoke out, to the time that, he was potentially talking to other minors, nobody said anything. What the F? Okay, it's crazy.
Relationship with Celeste, and on Discord he's receiving some backlash. He's trying to be proactive at the time, so there are allegations that he tried paying people off who went to her high school and knew about their relationship. One person
He tried paying people off who went to the high school and knew about their relationship. What did that teacher say? Teacher said, oh, she had met somebody on social media. This guy met him on social media and ran away. It looks like Celeste and another student. There's another person involved in this, right? And they knew about all of this going down. And then this is what happened. Even the school, the teacher speaking on it right now, I'm not the teacher. I don't expect him to go out there and arrest people. The teacher's just telling the students and teaching the students, like, this is what the dangers of social media. I get that. But the district administrators, those leaders, were well aware that they had a chronic runaway that was meeting an older guy, possibly being housed by him, being given money by him. So, yeah, like, why wasn't he arrested? Why wasn't he charged for grooming? Why wasn't there a bigger step if they knew that she was in this Discord? Why wasn't there a bigger step from law enforcement to move forward? That's the question. I don't get it.
wrote on Instagram, not even a year ago, my homie told me that David owes money to people in Lake Eleanor. Now this girl is dead, missing from Lake Eleanor. Weird coincidence. He told me he gave someone money because he was with a minor and showed me a picture of it too. I didn't even know if I believed it at the time. Now I'm tweaking. This person wrote on Reddit, my sister, who's now in 9th grade, told me that David was dating an 8th grader. We'll call her C for Celeste, and that she would go on trips with him to LA. They're all in 9th grade now, and it turns out that Celeste's friends knew that he would pay to keep their mouth shut. Celeste has been missing for, I guess, at the time of this reporting, over a month now, and nobody knows her whereabouts. It is interesting that David was spotted only 3 times.
Y'all see that? It's crazy, man.
1/10 of a mile from Celeste's family's home in Lake Eleanor, California, 70 miles from downtown LA. So he's been pictured in this town, and I'm sure officers are asking him, hey man, what were you doing there? And supposedly this picture captured a moment where he was literally paying off some people to keep quiet about their relationship. Now, a lot of people are thinking, what is the motive here? I've seen some people suspect that maybe she wanted to leave the relationship. David.
Well, and this is a great question. I'm so glad Sloan is asking. Like, what would be the motive for I already told you, I feel like there was a pregnancy. If I were to think motive, that would be it for me. Or that he got scared and maybe somebody else got paid to do this, or he owes money to somebody and somebody did this as collateral. Does that make sense? Like, it was like a collateral thing. There's just so many moving parts to this. Urban Movie Systems Limited, thank you so much for the $4.99. Has anyone found out on the P allegations against her sister? No, I didn't even know there was that. That's a first. She was in middle school when they met. Yeah, She was a child. And when I saw this picture on the thumbnail that I have right now, I'm like, people are forgetting that she was a child. I literally have people, not you guys, thank God, but I literally have people in my chat trying to excuse, well, the behavior, that it's okay that this young man, and he's a young man, okay, he's a man still, that he was dating this minor. I don't know how you excuse that. I don't know. And I don't know how some people can even, like, I don't get it. Why would you even? But it's a little bit scary. I just don't want us to forget, okay, that while she was on the run, she was underage. And when she died, she was still underage. Regardless if she was, kissing him or stuff like that, different things, whatever it was, she was underage. She's a kid. And when I see that picture on my thumbnail, I'm like, oh my God. Yes, you literally have people excusing the behavior. No joke. It wouldn't surprise me. There was a message, and I'm trying to find it specific. I think it's in one of these clips, where she wanted to go to his concert and she couldn't. My mom won't let me, or something like that. And then he told her, don't worry about that. What does that mean? Mom had an awareness that they were messing around. Like, what was going on? And if she knew, why didn't she call the police? Why? There's a lot. And I'm not trying to, trust me when I say there's probably more to this. And I want us to explore this a little bit more, right? Because there's so many factors to this. I've heard that she doesn't speak English. There's so much. Maybe this guy was paying off people. I don't know. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that mom is all at fault, but I do want to know all the dynamics of everything that was going on, because kids do run away, guys. And it happens a lot more than a lot of people know. And then they find themselves in really horrible situations, such as sex trafficking, human trafficking, being passed around, that type of situation. It does happen. It's a real thing. But then you have those people that believe that, well, that's just part of the life, as if we can't hold people accountable to the things that they do. Look what happened with Epstein. Look how many victims he had, and then people try to excuse that shit like crazy. And it's these celebrities and these artists, these politicians, these church leaders. We got to be mindful that it's everywhere. Did he owe money for drugs for them to the jeweler? And then, well, this is what I want to know, right? Because he didn't own any properties, right? That house that was there, that was a leased house that was leased by the record person, Interscope, right? It sounds like he owed the car that he had, like he owned it, that Tesla with the Texas driver's plates. He owned that. But as far as assets go, it doesn't sound like he owned anything. He has money. He's dropping money. He was dropping money to her, buying her all kinds of things. There's so much to this. If the brother knew, why didn't they start posting on social media? And she went missing, that she could possibly be with David. The thing about the brother is, I don't know how old the brother is, and I kind of agree. I was listening to shout out to BJ. I was listening to her, and she was talking about, he's probably a child, and I would agree. I heard the brother try to go to law enforcement. I don't know how. Is he older, younger than Celeste? Was he older or younger? This is Riverside County. This is LAPD. They're very tight-lipped. Right? LAPD is not speaking right now. They're very quiet about this. But let me tell you, if we're going to talk about responsibility and accountability, this starts, let me tell you when this started. Maybe the first time that she ran away. When the school knew, teacher said he knew that she met some guy named David on social media. There's a circle of friends there that were talking. I'm using the teacher's words. The first time that she ran away, where she ran away to? This older man. Why wasn't this older man looked into when she ran away? Because then they would have figured out that it was David, this up-and-coming artist. Why wasn't he looked into first? The first time. I would agree with you on that. And thank you so much, Shark, for the $4.99. I really do appreciate. Thank you guys for those that supported the channel. Thank you. I do think that we have to be mindful because we don't know the full story. Now, the other side to this too is I don't know who's verifying the information that's out there about the brother. Please have your, just note that not everything that gets put out there may be accurate. It needs to be verified. We don't know. right? Anybody can start an account and say that they are related to so and so, and take that with a grain of salt. I think that's one thing that I would say you guys got to be careful with, because we just don't know. A lot of people are into the mind your own business way things about you. That's right. And then we get surprised when things happen. We get surprised when there's a child in dismembered in the trunk of a Tesla. Like we get surprised, we just got to be mindful. Like, what is it? We can't, I don't, it's kind of like, you want people to speak out, but then you want people to mind their business. It's like, can we have it both ways? I don't know, to a certain degree. Evil Queen just gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Evil Queen. All right, so let me keep playing this. But there's another clip that I want to play.
It could not accept that, so he wanted to get rid of her.
Ooh.
Other people think that maybe she could be pregnant. This person writes, my guess, she got pregnant and he didn't want it out because his career is just kicking off. Now, this article asks if Celeste was pregnant. David's chilling old tweet hints that she was begging to go back to family. I mean, I'm sure she was, being like a 13, 14-year-old girl. She did not know enough about life to agree to go and live with this man. An old post from David from back in 2022 surfaced on social media. It looks like somebody mentions wanting to be with their mother and sister again, and he references circumstances preventing an ideal situation, which has led users to question if the post hints at a hidden pregnancy, that maybe she couldn't go back because she would have been with child. He wrote,
okay, let me say something and I have to think about how I'm going to say this because I got to be careful, y'all. Personally, I don't think that this crime was committed by himself. Put a 1 in the chat if you think he did this all by himself. I kind of want to see where people are at. Do you guys think that David did all this by himself? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that he dismembered her and put her in the trunk of the car. Put a 1 in the chat. And then he decides to go on tour, or he was already on tour. He dismembered her before. He had somebody put it. Do you think, put a 1 in the chat if you believe that he did this by himself, he dismembered her and put her in the car, because this plays out in the video. And it's interesting, right, that it's like foretelling, because a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's in its lyrics. And I agree, but I don't think he would have been that stupid. I don't know what it is, y'all. Not one, he did this all by himself. And okay, I don't know, man. I have a lot of questions about it.
when I was writing this, I got a
Crazy.
notification from you as you were talking about wanting to be with your mom and your sister again. Take me where I belong, is what he quoted her, saying, but our circumstances won't allow us to be in our ideal situations. We got to push through it, bro. So many people are calling him out. You are sick. Taking advantage of a child is horrible. She would have been 13 years old at this point. Nothing
Who's
about
a
your
child?
situation or your circumstances look ideal, which is part of the reason why we're here now. And his home is being investigated. And people are starting to really think that he's guilty. I mean, at first,
I think, and that's the thing, it's like I'm not quite sold yet in terms of him doing. I feel like if he did it with other people, but he was touring around the time. So to me, it was like, was this premeditated? Was this whoever did it? What was the motive? It's just so many questions. Pixie, thank you so much for being a member for 8 months. There's an older Celeste in this video. I heard about that. He has a thing about girls with wavy hair, dark brown hair type of situation. He tends to kind of like, it looks to me that that's what it is. So they interviewed the producer on TMZ, right? The Charles guy, I can never say his last name. And like I said, as much as I'm not a fan of TMZ, they are involved. They are involved.
The search at the house, we know what while we don't know what they actually left with, we know from law enforcement sources what they were looking for and what they did inside the house. You know, they were looking for blood evidence. We're told that the detectives went through the house. There was with luminol, thinking that if whatever happened to Celeste, if she met her demise in the house, they wanted to see if there was any evidence of blood anywhere in the home. So they were using luminol around the house. They were checking drains to see if there's any, blood evidence or, blood or tissue that was in the drains there. So they did a scouring of this
It's
house,
crazy.
looking for any evidence. Again, we don't know.
I don't think that house is blocked right now. If this crime did happen in that house, they would have had the people in the hazmat suits going in there and looking. I don't think it happened in this house. Honestly, I don't. I think it happened somewhere else, but I don't think he did this alone. Like, so Just Breathe said it perfectly. He couldn't even rent his own house. He most likely had an entourage, right? I just don't think he did this by himself, which just leads me to believe all kinds of things, right?
What, if anything, they found, but our law enforcement sources say when they executed this search warrant, that was on the list, a very long list of things they were looking for in that house.
That's very painful to hear, because we know that this body was dismembered and not all parts of this body were recovered. So it would make perfect sense if they were looking to see where that dismembering happened.
Right.
And also, just remind me, this house is being rented by David's manager.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind that David is a very young, he's 20 years old. So from what we've seen as listings, this house is going, $20,000 that it can be rented for $20,000 a month. It is a large home. It's an estate, really.
What was he even worth? What was David even worth? I'm going to look that up real quick.
The kind of thing even a famous 20-year-old could do on his own typically. So it is his manager, a guy who is connected to Interscope Records.
Josh Marshall is his name,
Yes.
right?
Yes. So he is the person we found out who was actually on the lease, who was renting this. But again, from all the photos that David has posted, it's very clear he was staying in this home.
Yeah.
If not all the time.
$2 million. So he was staying in this home. Who was staying with him? Yeah, I saw the same too. Mind you, I was like, I wonder how much.
Frequently he was staying there.
Was the focus just on the house, or did they look elsewhere around the property?
They looked around the entire property. There's the house, there's a yard also where they could have searched for
what about
and would
a
have
garage?
searched. Yes, there's a garage there. In fact, I want to say it's a 3-car garage that they went into. They searched there. But
I mean, my mind, being in true crime, goes to Dexter, and garages are often one of the places of choice, for this kind of macabre behavior. Yeah. And then do you have any information on purchasing? Like, was anybody within David's orb purchasing things like the kind of supplies you would need for this kind of an operation? Sometimes the Home Depot, sometimes Walmart,
right,
people
something
go
like that.
cleaning supplies, drop sheets, even tools, that kind of thing.
I know.
You guys, I'm waiting for somebody to come out with a Home Depot video, a Lowe's video, somebody recording something, or like, listen, I was like, watch, the Home Depot video is going to come out somewhere where, listen, if he's out there at a Home Depot when he's supposed to be touring, we have yet to see that. Check the entourage. Who was he walking around? I'm just saying. I know Dexter strangely gets a shout out. I'm just saying. Like I said, anything is possible. People can do the craziest shit, right? Hey, Moni, how are you? But I personally don't think that he did this by himself. I don't know. Which then leads me to believe, well, did he even do this at all? Was it somebody else? Did he owe money to somebody? Was he being black? Like, was there more to this? Is it common in the industry to have someone else's name on a lease? Yes, it is. This is a common thing. Sometimes it's to, like, hell, on a lease, restaurant reservations. We saw that a lot on the Diddy trial too, where like other people were reserving things. But this is not uncommon, especially because it is like, if you're under a record label, they'll go out there and like rent a house or something like that for you. They do that a lot. I suspect that everyone who noticed something wrong else, the way just thought maybe someone else say something. Yeah. I'm like, somebody go check out the CCTV footage of the Home Depot and stuff like that. Why would they take what was the motive, Sophia? Like, that's the question that we have. What is the motive? She did act way older. You're right. But, I'm sure some of us, when we were that age, we acted way older. We wanted to be older, right? To do different things. Doesn't mean that that was okay. I mean, none of this is okay at all.
I know where your mind is going, Ashley,
Yeah.
and I wish I could say we don't know at this point, but you know, it has been very difficult, I will say, to speak to people in David's orbit, that close friends. As you would imagine, most people are pretty tight-lipped and not willing to say anything at this point because they know what's going on. They know this case has been getting a lot of attention here in LA and growing in the attention it's getting around the country. They know what police are looking for, and so they have not exactly been.
Oh, Shadow's girl, her tattoo, her David tattoo was not found in the bag. Her left arm is definitely missing. He has a music video of the girl with the same. Again, I don't know if we can necessarily say that that's how it happened. Personal, like I said, this is somebody. Think about it this way. I don't know. I wasn't there, right? But like, he did a music video about what he did to this girl, and then actually does the same action, puts her body in the Tesla, her dismembered body, and then somehow he like, what did he expect to get away with this? We don't know, and I don't know. And I mean, do you have an insider that I don't know about where her body was at, or are you just going by the music video? Because again, the music video is one thing, but it doesn't really tell us like what factually happened. We just don't know. Shadows girl, but thank you so much for the $4.99. We just don't know. Yeah, he was into gore in those videos. He did say that. He did. He personally talked about that on the Discord. He told people he likes it. He's got to think about gore. I don't know why. Some people do. I don't know, man.
Cops do not like coincidences. And that goes double for cops who are investigating murders of runaway teenagers, especially runaway teenage girls. That fact has got to be hitting home tonight, literally, for the singer known professionally as David, spelled D4VD. I know it's strange, but it's pronounced David. His legal name is David Anthony Burke. And it is quite possible that's the name that was included in the warrant last night that was executed to search the home where he's been living. It's also the same name that's said to be on the title of the impounded Tesla.
It's crazy.
Where the body of a dismembered and decomposing teenage girl was found by police.
And by the way, the second body that was found there's no connection to there, but I believe it was found like on the same day. How do you find two bodies on the same day and then there's no connection and they're both dismembered? It's weird. That's a weird, like that tripped me out. I still don't understand it. But apparently they're not connected to each other.
In the trunk, or should I say frunk, the front trunk. That was 1 week ago Monday. If you were with us here last night, you know that that body has been identified as Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose family reported her missing in April of last year. And get this, she may not look it in this picture, but she was just 13 when she went missing. Celeste's birthday, the 15th birthday, was the day before her body was found. But since it was the stench of rotting human remains that led the impound workers to call the LAPD, it is almost certain.
Yeah, they call it a frunk, not a trunk, a frunk. I've never, it's just made up word, I guess.
That Celeste did not live to see 15. For David, who's now on a world tour, none of this is good news, but it's not bad for him yet, legally speaking. That said, here are some of the bizarre coincidences that you cannot ignore in this murder case. This murdered teenager and the up-and-coming singer both have the same tattoos on their right index fingers, reading, shh. To be fair, it is a popular tattoo, SHHH, far from unique. But Celeste's mother says that her daughter was dating somebody named David when she went missing. And yes, David is a common name. I get it. Then there's the photo. A photo of David, the singer, in Celeste's neighborhood, not far from her house, minutes actually walking, right before she disappeared. And should I say that Celeste's house is like over an hour away from where David was living, so not likely just to be there for no reason. And now we know that in December of 2023, a song leaked out that is highly curious in retrospect. It is a demo track.
This
by
song.
David, and it's called, say it with me now, Celeste. The name of the song is Celeste.
Crazy.
And it's all about his love for a girl who's named Celeste.
Whew. This is just crazy, man. It's crazy. So all song is seemed obsessed with the girl, and it may just be her. That's right. You said your theory is that he groomed her at the age of 11, and he became obsessed with and fell out of love with him. On top of that, they blackmailed him, and she used him. So killed her because she couldn't be his. I know, right? You said rando girls like the breadcrumbs are glowing in the dark, but that's the thing. It's like, is it that obvious? I don't know, man. Is it that obvious? He has a lot of videos and songs about death, just saying, yeah, he was into that kind of like gore stuff, you know? You said it's crazy to me to hear that the mother said that her 13, 14-year-old daughter was dating. She wanted to go back home and he didn't let her. That's what it sounds like.
Still, there was no indication that LA police were connecting the dots until last night.
My goodness.
When homicide detectives raided a home in the Hollywood Hills. Now, it just happens to be the very same area where the Tesla had been abandoned and then towed. Yet the neighbors say that Tesla has been parked regularly in front of the home that was raided. And in a town full of Teslas, you're going to find out why in just a moment. Why this Tesla was so memorable to the eyewitnesses who said, oh, it is that one. That's the one right there that was parked outside the home. TMZ reports that home was most recently occupied by David, the singer, David Anthony Burke, even though it was rented by David's manager. Police reportedly seized a computer and quote unquote other items. And I talked about all of this and more today with TMZ executive producer Charles Ladebaudiere. And before I play you our conversation, I should note TMZ's reporting was instrumental in helping the police identify that the young victim in the trunk was Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Here's my interview. Charles, this story seems to really be getting legs. What happened today with the house where David had been staying? Tell me about that.
Yeah, this house where David had been staying at least earlier this year, probably even further back. Police had a search warrant. They got a search warrant, and they finally...
You know, that's a great question. Y'all think he'll be in custody by the end of the month? Shit, man. I struggle with this one because it's like, if he did it, because again, did he do it by himself? Did he send somebody to do it? Dismembering a body? Again, what all this happened? Did he do it with somebody else and then he went on tour and then kind of like told them to go hide the body? The person got scared. They put the body in the frunk of a Tesla. And kind of it's so hard to see this. I got to pull another clip while you guys watch this real quick because Podcast Queen showed me this clip over here.
Went through the house last night. We got some information about what they were looking for there. We know that there were photos of detectives leaving the house with a computer and then several other bags of evidence bags. We don't know exactly what they pulled out of there. We know what they were looking for, and it is very clear that they are trying to connect the victim, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, to that home and obviously to David also. We should say
Hold up.
The home is about a block and a half away from where
the car
David's Tesla was parked when it was towed to an impound yard.
Okay, that's important. The proximity between this home that was investigated and searched and where the Tesla was found. That's key. I have seen...
You said you think you paid? You said, I think he paid someone to dump the car while he was on tour. But why in the car? I think he sacrificed her or she was pregnant by him, all my opinions. So I agree. It sounded like it was, at least based on messages that I've seen and, you know, a couple people that have dropped into my DMs, it sounds like he was a pretty jealous kind of guy. He displayed it very publicly through memes. Like he was kind of like letting people know. Ooh, hold up, y'all. Let me play this so you guys can watch this. Oh no, not this, y'all. Cute baby, but that's an AI baby. Give me 1 second, guys. So, cleaning shoes. He says there, I clean people's shoes for a living. That's let me make this bigger so you guys could see. Hold up. These are Jordans, by the way. Oh, why did you do that? Hold up. So there's a video of him cleaning shoes, and she was wearing the same shoes. Let me put this comment down. It is kind of crazy. You could see him cleaning shoes. Make myself smaller. There you go. And it says, I clean people's shoes as a side hustle, by the way. This is what David said. Is that her shoes, David? And the reason it's on mute is because it's music. He's cleaning shoes. When did he clean these shoes? That's the question. I don't know the time frame. Maybe it was her shoes that he was cleaning, and then she's wearing them there. They're like a pair of Jordans. Yeah, they look like the ones that he's cleaning. But does that mean that those are his shoes? I don't know, man. What do you guys think? It's a lot.
With the username emoji with a little.
There's more information on those Discord
right now after it was discovered that a body was found in his Tesla, and that body was his underage girlfriend Celeste. Now we actually have someone who is in his Discord and exposing some of the messages from his Discord. There are very disturbing messages of David talking to children in this Discord, saying how much he loves gore, like multiple times. Here's proof of that. There's also messages that I shared previously of Celeste in this Discord communicating with David and other people in the Discord. Now, yesterday there was a PSA posted in David's Discord, basically letting everyone in the Discord know that a lot of the members are being questioned. A lot of the members are being reached out to for comments pertaining to all of this stuff that has been coming out. And they're basically
good. And maybe some of these people should be held accountable too if they knew that he was messing with underage children. And not only that, maybe Discord should also be in trouble for that too. Wasn't Roblox just basically, did they go after Roblox because of the promotion of child child material? I believe it was like an attorney who went after them just recently. This is crazy.
Saying that the people that are in this Discord do not need to answer any questions, and that if people are bothering them or harassing them or trying to question them, interrogate them, let one of the staff members know of the Discord and they will, quote, handle it accordingly. None of you deserve to be harassed, they say, which in other words means don't answer any questions pertaining to David or this Discord to people outside of this community. Now, yesterday around 12:51 in the morning, someone with the username emoji with a little crown next to their name put in the Discord, love y'all, delete or keep this server. What are we feeling? Now, I looked up what the crown little emoji means on Discord, and it says that it means that this is the founder of the Discord. So I'm not sure if this is David who is asking if he should delete his Discord or if this is one of his friends or someone from his management. But it does seem like they are contemplating removing this.
Listen, if he deletes that Discord, don't mean that it's going to go away. You know, this forensic evidence is huge. They can go in there, they can subpoena just because it's deleted right there. Doesn't mean anything else. You said he had helped. He had helped, definitely. He thought he was going through a world tour. Give him an alibi. There you go. So that, in my mind, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe he just kind of got tired of her, or maybe she was pregnant or something, and then he's like, let me get rid of her. And maybe she died before that because her body was already badly decomposed. But then this body was in a hot ass car, okay, for God knows how long. Decomposition is going to happen. Like, keep in mind the hot ass car in a tow place. I don't know, but y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments.
This Discord altogether, maybe to get rid of evidence.
If we knew when she died, it would be different. It would be if we knew when was the last time that's the question I've been asking. When's the last time anybody saw this girl alive? Who was the last person to see her alive? Was it David or was it another person?
Now, a message between David and someone else on X has been exposed. This is it right here. He says that they're basically onto him, and someone's like, don't worry, you're performing. Why would you be considered a suspect? And he says, I won't. They found it so quick, though. What did they find quick? The Tesla, the body, the fact that you were dating a literal child. He also goes on to say, I was planning on being out of the US before this all went down. And the person responds back to him, you're good. So he's definitely freaking out a little bit. And the fact that he seems more worried about himself at the moment rather than being worried about the fact that someone he was close to is dead, in my opinion, is very telling. Now, David has a bodyguard who goes by the name Marky, and a lot of people are seeming to think that he could have played a role in all of this stuff that is currently going down. There's actually messages from Marky in 2022 that have surfaced from David's Discord saying, hey, Celeste, I miss you. Celeste responds back, hi, Marky, you did great. To which David responds, facts, best bodyguard, he'd unalive for me. So now I'm wondering if David's been on tour, where has Marky been? Has he been on tour the full time? Has he been with David this entire time? Or is it possible that he could have gone back to LA for some reason? Is it possible that he maybe wasn't on tour for a little bit with David and, you know, was taking care of stuff back in LA? I mean, does he even still work for David? Is it possible that the two are just friends now? I don't know. The rabbit hole is deep with this case, and I feel like Celeste's death is going to expose not just David, but so many other adults that are in this group. As I find things out, as things are sent to me, and as things are released, I will be sure to share with you guys. So make sure you're following me to stay up to date, and I will talk to you guys later.
Thank
Singer
you.
Dave.
Oh my God, I gotta watch that last part because I didn't quite understand. I can't even go back to it. We might have to watch it from the beginning. Hold up, let me see.
David knows that he's in.
And then just mute it real quick. My thing is, if someone told me that they found a dead body in my car while I was out of town, I am racing real quickly home to get to the bottom of it. I feel you. Yeah, he doesn't seem to care. Like, even we don't even like, what did he do? Did he come back from being on tour to then answer to police? I don't know. She had to be with somebody. She was 15, no money, nothing. She had to be, somebody was with her. Celeste. So there was another Celeste. I heard about this name. I just don't know. Can you go over the second Celeste Herrera, please? Who is this Celeste Herrera? I haven't seen a photo or video of her. Does she have? Because I think there was a photo. Like, she kind of has the same. It's another person that they're saying is Celeste, and I feel like it gets into a bit of a conspiracy. But I mean, if you want to tell me a little bit about her or where to find her, because I have not heard anything about this specific Celeste. You said she's a side chick. She's 23, I think. Okay, I mean, I'll look for a picture. Hold up. Let me listen to this last part real quick.
Okay, which in other words means don't answer any questions pertaining to David or this Discord to people outside of this community.
Crazy.
Now, yesterday around 12:51 in the morning, someone with the username Moji with a
so people are in there saying, like, don't answer any questions. Like, there's a lot. Things are getting leaked. I'm telling you, they're gonna subpoena that whole Discord.
Little crown next to their name. Put in the Discord, love y'all. Delete or keep this server. What are we feeling? Now, I looked up what the crown little emoji means on Discord, and it says that it means that this is the founder of the Discord. So I'm not sure if this is David who is asking if he should delete his Discord or if this is one of his friends or someone from his management. But it does seem like they are contemplating removing this Discord altogether, maybe to get rid of evidence. Now, a message between David and someone else on X has been exposed. This is it right here. He says that they're basically onto him, and someone's like, don't worry, you're performing. Why would you be considered a suspect?
Don't worry, you're performing. Why would you be considered a suspect, right? Celeste Herrera is the decoy theory. Some online theories suggest that David's social media interaction with Celeste Herrera is an attempt to create a distraction of a decoy from his alleged connection to the deceased Celeste Rivas. Wider context, the connection to Celeste Herrera is part of a larger ongoing online speculation. Are y'all speculating? I mean, we all speculate, but are you guys speculating that this is like another person that... Anyways, the connection to Celeste Herrera is part of a larger ongoing online speculation about David's relationship with the minor, Celeste Rivas. This includes alleged leaked messages, matching tattoos, and the timing. So you guys said that she's the side girlfriend? Another? Yeah, like, we got to be careful. I think she's just a distraction. Another Celeste. that people maybe it's, if it's a decoy, maybe it's something that he put out there. Ooh, baby bunny dancing. Maybe it's a decoy that he put out there so people can start talking about something else. Don't get distracted. Maybe he put that out there so people can start talking about another person.
And he says, I won't. They found it so quick, though. What did they find quick? The Tesla, the body, the fact that you were dating a literal child.
Yep.
He also goes on to say, I was planning on being out of the US before this all went down. And the person responds back to him, you're good. So he's definitely freaking out a little bit. And the fact that
why would he want to be out of the US if he's touring in the US, right? Or before, was he touring somewhere else? Is that why? I thought the tour was here in the United States. That's what I wonder. Okay, my chat just literally froze. Okay, here it is. She was in the music video, but maybe it's just a distraction. Maybe people are just kind of putting that out there. Just the fact it matters, although hypotheticals are entertaining. Yeah, hypotheticals can be entertaining. Red herring. Don't get distracted by the red herrings, okay? Thank you. And yes, thank you, Vic, for telling the people. I've had people in my comments try to blame Celeste for what happened to her. That's crazy. You're gonna get blocked. That's like, I do block. If for the people that send me emails, how dare I time you out or block you or my mods, because yeah, that's what we do if you're doing too much. Welcome to YouTube. Okay, he was supposed to tour outside of the US, I read after the show. So he wasn't even like, and why this is interesting, and this is the part that I hope we find out more about, the blackmailing piece. Honestly, for those for this to have been hidden as long as it was, and see, that's the thing, is that, was it hidden for as long as it was, or people just not going to the authorities? Because he literally, like, they were in this Discord together. The Discord people knew that she was a runaway and that she was a minor. Several members, I'm telling you, I get this message all the time, and everything that's been leaked out of that Discord is showing that. They knew. They didn't say anything. That's why I said what I said, y'all. You guys got blood on your hands over this situation. Because if that was my child, if that was your kid, you know that you would be upset. You know that you would want somebody to say something. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. Let me see. Who was the other girl in the video stream? Not music video. Celeste had 2 braids. Oh, the other girl that kind of looked like her, but she had like shorter. Yeah. Was she a minor too? That's the question that I have. I don't know, y'all. They all canceled him. Everybody has canceled him at this point. But where is David at in all of this? What's his thought process behind this? That's the question.
He seems more worried about himself at the moment rather than being worried about the fact that someone he was close to is dead. In my opinion, is very telling. Now, David has a bodyguard who goes by the name Marky, and a lot of people are seeming to think that he could have played a role in all of this stuff that is currently going down. There's actually messages from Marky in 2022 that have surfaced from David's Discord saying, hey, Celeste, I miss you. Celeste responds back, hi, Marky, you did great. To which David responds, facts, best bodyguard, he'd unalive for me. So now I'm wondering if David's been on tour.
Oh, really? Did the bodyguard know, like, what was up to? The bodyguard know what was up to? Did he know about, this little minor child? It seems to me that there was a lot of people that knew and decided not to report, which would have been the right thing to do. It also makes me wonder if that Interscope producer guy, if he knew anything that was going on. I do wonder about him as well. And I'm looking to see what's the latest news that we have so far as you guys are watching the rest of this.
Where has Marky been? Has he been on tour the full time? Has he been with David this entire time? Or is it possible that he could have gone back to LA for some reason? Is it possible that he maybe wasn't on tour for a little bit with David and, was taking care of stuff back in LA? I mean, does he even still work for David? Is it possible that the two are just friends now? I don't know. The rabbit hole is deep with this case, and I feel
so the tour was in the US, guys, because I thought it is. David U.S. tour canceled in the wake of a homicide investigation. Detectives try to retrace Celeste Rivas' final days and collect evidence. Ooh, what do we know? Am I going to have to get a stupid membership for this? Okay. Ooh, it didn't kick me out. Los Angeles detectives are retracing the final days of a teenager You want crowns? We're gonna get some crowns. Celeste Rivas was reported missing from the Inland Empire, and her whereabouts since then still remain a mystery. Her body was found. Hold up, y'all. Let me get her some crowns. Sorry about that. The article reads, Celeste Rivas was reported missing in 2024 from the Inland Empire. Her body was found in the vehicle. We know this on September 8th after it was impounded. Someone noticed a foul odor coming from the vehicle. Hold up. While the medical examiners listed her age. No. Give me 1 sec, y'all. All right, sorry about that. Detectives served a search warrant, but nothing has been authorized. Okay. Oh my gosh. Girl. There you go. It's a treasure chest. Detectives served the search warrant. Law enforcement with knowledge of the case. Law enforcement sources with knowledge of the case, but not authorized to speak publicly, said that the detectives retrieved various items, including electronics and computers. We just saw that it's unclear when she died or how long her body was in the trunk. That's the question. When was the last time anybody saw anybody drive that car? The car had a Texas license plates, and the remains were contained in a bag. We know that they weren't all there. They were probably dropped in other places. Representatives from the musician did not respond. I'm trying to see if they have anything different. They really don't. It doesn't look like it. But yeah, I know the CEO wants her crowns now. Is it Nixie? Thank you so much for this super chat. Who is leaking all these messages? Since one of the leaks were supposed brother, we don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's like when you hear about the leaks, take it with a grain of salt. We don't know what's true or what isn't. How do we know it's the brother, y'all? Anybody? I could create a dummy account and put a, different kind of start time date and say that I'm her brother or I'm family. That's why I take a lot of this with a grain of salt. I love that information is being shared and leaked, but take it with a grain of salt. That makes sense. I think it's important to kind of take it that way because we just don't know. Since one of the leaks, her supposed brother said that she was dead 2 weeks ago. Why would her brother know that? But the Tesla was parked for a month. I'm so confused. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you can't trust anything that gets leaked. Thank you. Yeah, you just gotta be careful, love. You think the police would have told him to stay in the country? Ooh, that's a good. Well, the tour's in the U.S. or at least stay in one state somewhere. That's a great question though. But apparently, a lot of brands have dropped him. He's not performing in the Grammys anymore. That he was supposed to perform next week. So yeah, I just say be careful with whatever leaks because I think that although it's interesting, but we got to wait for this investigation. That's what we have to do. Tesla, you have to pay for the camera service, but Tesla does have access and constantly pulls data for themselves. They watching. But anyways, let's see what else you guys have to say. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. And thank you guys for being for keeping it cute in my chat. You guys know that I love that. Thank you. The police doesn't have any proof. They can't pull his passport yet. Yeah, we don't know. He hasn't been ordered to stay. He hasn't been charged yet. We don't have a complaint yet. Why is he not arrested for at least thank you. That is the question that I have that I've been asking. Why isn't he behind bars at least for talking to a minor for this? This is why when Kadisha Lynn, and shout out to her, when she said this, I said, yeah, why isn't he at least for this piece.
Concert. And at this point, I really want to know when they are going to charge David with at least being around a child. Because in California, the age of consent is 18 years old. And also,
Thank you.
Celeste was a runaway child. She was literally missing. In this video, she's wearing Hello Kitty sandals, just like in her missing person poster. And here's the Crocs.
That's crazy. This is what the Crocs look like. Oh, God. And didn't he have like a brand deal with Crocs or something? Oh my gosh.
Celeste has on her feet. And I talked about these Hello Kitty sandals already and tied them back to David also because her friends were leaking pictures out of text messages. And here's those sandals, and she's holding on to this Hello Kitty keychain. This is the same Hello Kitty keychain that David can be seen in this TikTok video wearing on his pants. This is literally just like a week after this person is saying that they caught this video of Celeste backstage of David's concert. They're saying this person that is with Celeste backstage is David's brother. And I'm going to show you a close-up of her face in 1 second. So we were able to get this picture off of this video, and it's 110% Celeste. But if you notice, her hair color is different. One of her friends have been releasing text messages between the two, and Celeste literally talks about dyeing her hair. Not only does this friend have text messages alleging that Celeste was dyeing her hair again because she ran away, she also has these text messages where Celeste allegedly said that she had slept with David. And then this one is a separate text exchange where she says, Anissa, do not text me back. He's crying. Do not text me. I fixed. I'm staying. Don't text. And the friend says, so what the F happened? I fixed him. I don't know how. We both cried to get here and he changed his mind. I'm happy he did, though. Here, there are a couple things that aren't spelled right, but what I think she's saying in Spanish is everything will be fine. Dying here again. Text exchange happened back in April of 2024, which we found out that Celeste went missing not only once, but twice, that she also went missing back in April the very first time. And her teacher confirmed that she was missing for about a month. And then the teacher confirmed that she was brought back after that 1 month, the very first time she went missing. And then she would go missing a couple months later. And then this is where she wasn't seen for a whole year until she was found in David's trunk. And they've even leaked more Discord chats between Celeste and David. And this one was dating all the way back in 2022, where she's saying, my parents are so annoying. They won't let me go see you perform.
My parents are so annoyed. They won't let me see you go perform. What does he respond? This is the message that I was talking about.
And he says, don't worry, I'll fix it.
What does that mean?
This situation.
What does that mean? Don't worry, I'll fix it. How would he fix something like that?
Is so sad because if she wholeheartedly ran away the first time and they were able to find her and bring her back like this teacher alleged.
So this is why I'm like, y'all, like they knew that she was running away into this guy. She was with this guy that first time. She was connecting. This guy should have been apprehended a long time ago.
There is no reason why she should have been missing for a year a second time. In my opinion, I feel like there is no reason why they cannot bring in David for being with a minor who was a missing person. They're still trying to investigate the whole mess of her being found in his trunk. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Yeah. It does make you wonder. She says, my parents are so annoyed. They won't let me go to your concert. And she's upset that she can't go to his concert. It's just sad, you know, to think that she wasn't all there makes me hope. I watched. Yeah, this is crazy. She had red hair at some point. Does she have it now? And then she's labeled bad because the guy manipulated her normal reactions to parental guidance. Frustrating. Yeah. But how was he going to take care of it? Was he going to pay them? How would you take care of it? Yeah, shout out to Kadisha Lynn. Make sure you guys check her out. Shit, I don't know, man. It's a lot of speculation. But clearly, they cared enough to call her as a runaway. But then the school knew that she was running and she was a chronic runaway. School knew that she had met some guy on social media that was clearly older, right? It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a horrifying situation, that's for sure. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I feel horrible for her mother. This is heartbreaking. I think Nobody wants to go through anything like that, right? And if your kids are like out of control, they're running away, they've been groomed. It reminds me of that Alicia Navarro case of like her child was groomed. She was 14 or 15, starts talking to somebody online, jumps over the fence, runs away, and goes missing for 4 years. 4 years later, she walks into a Montana police station, talk about, I want you to remove me off the missing person poster because I want a driver's license. It turns out that he had been harboring her for 4 years until she was an adult. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, the teacher knew a lot. She's just a baby. Thank you for this beautiful art piece. Can I show you guys a beautiful art piece? It's a beautiful art piece. Thank you. Thank you for this beautiful art. Thank you for this. It's beautiful. Thank you, my love. Her poor brother. He was speaking now. Well, and that's the thing, is it her brother? We don't know if that's really the brother. We could speculate. I did see some messages, okay, where people are saying that that's the. I just don't know. I don't know, how do we confirm this? Like this one right here. I guess somebody contacted Celeste's brother and reveals that David killed his sister. It's a typo right there. We don't know if that's the case. Anybody can create this, y'all. AI is real. They could do it on people. Anybody can create receipts. That's why I hesitate a little bit to know if, like, is this really it? You know what I mean? I don't know, man. You said, what do you do as a parent if your child keeps running away? That's the frustration of a lot of parents, because their children, they get called as runaways. All you can do is keep calling them as a runaway. Officer will bring them back. You keep calling them as a runaway. If mom, and I've said this yesterday, and I know you guys, it sound like a broken record, if she had not been called as a runaway, and she was dismembered, I don't think we would have a person to identify in that car, guys. Think about it. If she had not been called as a runaway, we wouldn't have somebody to identify. We wouldn't, it just, how? She would have had a tattoo. We would have known that. That's it. But we wouldn't have had somebody to, like, actually identify. I mean, even though we could say a lot about the parents, I know people want to go off on that, but y'all, they did call her as a runaway. And thank God they did, because now we have an identification. Exactly. And that's the question, man. That's the question. You said, girl, bye. My kid's with me, teenage niece, so that's great. I hope that it sounds like you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you. This other piece. Can I do me another one? Thank you. I love you. It sounds like you got it all figured out, and maybe you can write a book and then help a lot of people who struggle with their kids running away. So I'm glad that I'm glad that your kids and your teenagers and your nieces are fine, but not everybody has that. People go through stuff, and I don't think that it's always intentional. I've worked with a lot of people whose kids run away, who find themselves in trafficking situations. But yeah, but shout out to you. Maybe you can write a book and help people out. Okay. It's just crazy. None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. It's a sad situation. Yeah. Anyways, everyone on the internet is perfect. We're all perfect. It's wrong. You said it's all wrong and bad for sure, but the dots aren't connecting. You're right. I know. Yes, girl. Share the secret. You got the solution for child trafficking. That's right. It's a huge industry, guys, and it's an industry that nobody speaks about. Look at the Epstein stuff. You think those victims aren't someone's kid? How did they get there? What happened? That's what I heard too. The grooming part is what gets to me. I mean, it literally, anybody can find themselves in a situation like that. We shouldn't guess what it's like in another person's shoes. You're right. I don't wish that on anybody. But y'all, like, people go through a lot of things. Wait, what? A lot of it is y'all friends. Y'all don't want to say it, but it is. And a lot of y'all coddle your friends as well. We coddle our friends. Man, you should write a book. Let me, thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Where's my little thing? Shout out to those that get blocked.
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh, yeah.
Travel down the road and back again.
Hey, so we started from the bottom, now we're here, girl. Oh, yeah. This is my butt right here. Ooh, if I did the biggest gift, the biggest. Thank you for being my friend. Oh, yeah. Hallelujah.
Cut me another one. Thank you, my honey. All right, yo. This is a heavy topic, you guys, and I have to like make light of it. You know, you got people that know the answers to everything. And guess what? I went to grad school. I worked in government for 10.5 years, and I can't tell you that I know the answers to everything. But Linda, if you got it worked out, write a book and help people in human trafficking, child trafficking, help, you know, this situation out. Okay. Because if you got the answers, do it. All right. You got blocked, so you can go write a book about it, come back, and then let us know how it worked out. All right, guys. We're gonna wait for an arrest. We're gonna figure, you know, what's safe. There has to be answers to this, you know, probable cause, something. Hopefully we will, you know, get to a place where we have a little bit more answers to this. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You guys are you guys okay in the chat? Yeah, okay. I just want to, because everybody's like laughing. Anyways, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Today is Friday. Do something good. Take care of yourselves. Do what you got to do. And thank you for those that supported the channel today. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye guys. Have a good one.